Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome to the ATV Revolution. Today we're going to be doing the second ever Bike of the Week. Now for you guys that aren't familiar, Bike of the Week is when I take one of your guys' submissions and I feature one of your bikes. And for those of you that are confused, a bike, for me anyway, is a bike, trike, or a four-wheeler. A lot of you guys like to give me trouble when I call four-wheelers and trikes bikes. But guys, it's just like women. You get a thick chick, you can clap them cheeks. If you have a skinny chick, you can throw her around. You know what I mean? They're all different, but we like them all. All right, so today we are going to be doing an actual four-wheeler. So it's actually kind of like a dual feature here because we have brothers. So it's the Rocha brothers. We have Oscar Rocha and we have Edwin Rocha. Now these guys are always constantly sending me stuff, mostly Oscar. He sends me a lot of stuff, which is really cool. And we're going to be featuring his main bike. He calls it his baby, you know what I mean? It's like, just like we all have that one special thing. Usually it's like we never want to sell it. He's got a 2004 limited edition Banshee. Now the cool thing about this bike is it's not so much of a build, but it's like a transformation. And I like the way that he came about it because for most of us, we can't always, plan this awesome build that we have in our head and put it together just the way we want. And a lot of times it comes together in bits and pieces when you find used stuff or you find a good deal on parts, and it just slowly becomes the way that you want it. And this was kind of like a collaboration of multiple bikes because Oscar and his brother Edwin have actually, they resell bikes. And that really hits home with me because that's what I used to do when I was younger, pretty much from the same age that he did. When I was in high school and going on to, 23, 24 years old, I was constantly buying and reselling ATVs and dirt bikes. And that's how I made my money, you know what I mean? And it's has a lot to do with the way that I became so familiar with so many different types of quads and dirt bikes and how I learned to fix them, because I would buy them in messed up shape and then fix them up and resell them and make some money. And so basically he and his brother have been doing the same thing. Oscar started doing it when he was 15 years old and he's now 26. So it's been over 10 years and he's been buying and reselling. So he's obviously super familiar with ATVs and dirt bikes, and he's given me a lot of information too. He's constantly sending me pictures of quads specifically that he's bought and resold, and he gets the craziest deals. And I'm going to show you a couple of the deals that he's got. There was one, it's a 1989, it's like a barn find. It looks like it's been sitting in a garage, like a climate controlled garage forever, and he paid almost nothing for it if you consider what Banshees go for. So props to you, Edwin and Oscar, for sticking to the grind and buying and reselling bikes, keeping the industry alive. I love it. So let's get into it, guys. We're going to go to Oscar's #1 bike. It is a 2004 Yamaha Banshee. It's a limited edition, and I'm going to show you right here what it looked like when he first bought it. So here it is. You can see it looks pretty stock. It's got some Toomey T6s on it. Looks like it still has the original tires and everything. Really nice, clean Banshee. He paid $1,400 for this thing, and it was in running condition. He said it just needed a tune-up. I mean, you look at the seat and everything, it looks like it was in really nice shape. $1,400 is a steal no matter where you live for a Yamaha Banshee, especially in 04. If you guys have Banshees or you're in the market for a Banshee, you know what I'm talking about, man. It is hard to come by a Banshee for this price, especially in this condition. All right, now I'm going to move on through these pictures in the way that I at least thought was the most chronological order. Oscar, I do apologize if I get these mixed up. But we're moving on here. It looks like he put some brand new tires on here, a couple decals and whatnot, polished up the plastics, fresh bumper. Definitely looks a lot better with those new tires. And as we go forward, through some of these levers on there, you can see that, put a little bit of bling in the radiator guard, LED light up front, a little mini light bar, pretty cool. And as we move on, you can see those nice T6 pipes, got some paddle tires on there. This thing probably rips on the sand, it probably sounds awesome. And I actually have a video for you guys. I'm gonna play it right now. Gotta love the sound of those Toomey pipes, man. That crackle from the back just sounds so good. All right, so this is where it kind of gets into the collaboration of bikes and how a lot of our projects kind of get put together by pieces, used parts we find. And sometimes you find like a blown up bike with a lot of cool parts on it and you switch the parts over. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. So here's what wound up happening with Oscar. He found this Dune Banshee. It was pretty tricked out, but the motor was blown. So you can see from this one picture he's got right here, this is the way he bought it. It was a tricked out bike, and it looks like it had a lot of built parts on it. And all these parts are probably a lot of money, and this is kind of like an industry hack. If you can find a used bike that's blown but has a lot of good aftermarket parts on it, you can transfer the aftermarket parts over to your bike and save a lot of money. And that's exactly what he did. So I'm going to show you here as I slide through these pictures here. He took his motor out of his 04 and he put it into the Dune or Banshee frame. So in this picture here, he's got the new motor in there at this point, I'm assuming, and he's got his plastics from the 04 on there. It looks like still has the Dune tires and stuff that came with the Dune quad. And I will move on here. You can see he put his dirt tires on, and he's got his lights back on there in the front. Looks pretty cool with that stretch swing arm. Definitely a good look in my opinion. Very clean look. Now when he swapped his motor over, he decided to port his cylinders, and he switched out from the T5s to the T6 Tumis. And for you guys that don't know, the T5 pipes are built a little bit differently than the T6s. The T6s usually run really well with stock motor setups, and the T5s run better when you run mods in your motor, specifically porting. So that was probably a huge upgrade for him. So if you're wondering why he would switch from the T5 to the T6, that's the reason why. And you can see in these pictures here, Oscar cut the fenders. Now, a lot of you guys are controversial with cut fenders. It's really all, it comes down to preference. I mean, if you're riding woods or like cross country or in a lot of mud and stuff, they do serve a function. It's almost impossible to ride with no front fenders if you're running through mud. But for somebody that rides sand, it's not quite as crucial. And I gotta say, the way that he did it here, I think it looks really sick with those kind of like the blade look in the back and the cut fenders in the front. I think this bike looks badass. And here you can see he's got the custom fenders on there. He's got a new set of Scat Track Extreme haulers. Bike is looking sick. And if you notice, there's custom paint on these fenders. And here's a close-up. You can see the metal flake. It's kind of like a deep, translucent purple metal flake. And I think it actually has like a shifting color. But it looks really sick. I love this color. And here's a small walk-around clip. You can hear those T5s in this one. And of course, a drag race, you can see Oscar ripping down the sand. Alright guys, so you can see what I mean. That bike kind of came a long way through, acquiring parts from other bikes and stuff like that, and I really like the way it turned out. I think he did an awesome job. So I did want to make mention of some of the other stuff that Oscar has sent me. So like I said, Oscar buys and resells. So I do have some pictures here of the bikes that Oscar has had. He's got a lot of Banshees right now. He's got 3 Banshees. And he's also had a 250R, which is badass. I said he's had a couple 250Rs, so he is no stranger to the 250R game. And this one I specifically wanted to feature. I think this is awesome. So, like I said, he's always sending me these deals that he finds on Banshees, and he seems to have a knack of finding really clean, almost stock Banshees for really cheap prices. It's unreal. But this one was specifically special. So it's a 1989, and if you look at these pictures, I mean, it literally looks like it just rolled out of the showroom. It's got the original tires, original stickers, the plastics aren't faded. I mean, it's got the bar pad on there that's not faded and dry rotted. Look at those J-arms, man. It's just an awesome, awesome looking quad. Super clean pictures. It's got the original stickers, the warning stickers, the little shift pattern sticker. I mean, dude, that is just so cool. I mean, you can see how crispy this thing is. It's like brand new. And what makes this even crazier is how he found the bike. So it wasn't even for sale. He actually saw a Yamaha Blaster up for sale. It was $1,200. So he messaged the guy because he saw in the background on one of the pictures there was a Banshee. So I'll show you the little text feed here. He says, "Is the Banshee for sale? LOL. It's my dad's. Yes, it is." He sends a picture of the Banshee. How much for it? I'm very interested. So the guy says it's all original owner also. The 2 quads were bought at the same time in '89, very low hours. I would have to ask my dad how much, make an offer. So Oscar goes, "Oh, it's an '89. Ask how much. Was looking for something newer." But depending on price, maybe we can work something out. I see what you're doing, Oscar. Smart guy. So then he says, okay, I can ask him. It's super clean. He says, yeah, it does look good. Text me as soon as you know a number. And he gives his cell phone number. And he ended up working out a deal. And the price he paid for it is just ridiculous. I think he paid $1,600 and wound up flipping it for a really nice profit. And that's really what the game is all about. And you can see that quad came with a title and both original keys right from the dealership. I mean, you talk about a barn find. That's a barn find and a half, man. I mean, and it was kept in a climate-controlled garage, from what I understand. It's just like literally, there's no better deal on a Yamaha Banshee that I've ever heard of, unless it was just given to you for free. I mean, that is just crazy. So we're gonna finish this one off. I hope you guys enjoyed the 2004 Yamaha Limited Edition Banshee. I want to thank Oscar and Edwin for sending in all these pictures and for sharing all of the cool bikes that you guys are flipping and reselling. I really appreciate looking at that stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this just as much as I have. If you guys like this content, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to give me that thumbs up too. That helps me out a lot. Really trying to grow the channel and grow the industry, guys. So if you have a bike or a quad or a dirt bike, whatever you want to send in, let me know. You can shoot me a DM at Michael Sabo 350. And again, guys, I do apologize if I don't get around to your submission. I look at them all, but the competition is fierce, man. A lot of people are sending in submissions, and some of these bikes have some awesome stories behind them. So it's not that I don't appreciate every single one of you guys. It's just like I said, the competition is fierce, man. I appreciate all of them. So send them in, guys. I will see you guys later on in the week for a Project 250R update. I got some boxes in the mail, man. A lot of parts are coming in, and I'm waiting on the suspension parts. Like I said, a lot of that stuff is going to take a couple weeks because when you order suspension, it comes in custom, and I'm still working with ESR on the motor setup. So we got the motor parts coming in, but it's going to start rolling and coming together, guys. Powder coating is coming soon. It's all going to start coming together. It's going to be freaking awesome. And again, guys, I appreciate all you guys. Peace out. Enjoy your week. Y'all rock. And I'll see you in the next one.